Lewis Hamilton will miss this weekend's race at Sakhir as he has tested positive for COVID-19. I'm Thomas Marr. Be sure to like and subscribe for the very latest Formula 1 news. New world champion Lewis Hamilton will sit out this weekend's race in Sakhir as he has tested positive for COVID-19. Hamilton woke up on Monday morning after the Bahrain Grand Prix with mild symptoms and since returned a positive test. As a result, he'll sit out this weekend's Sakhir Grand Prix for definite, the first Grand Prix without Lewis Hamilton competing in it since the 2006 Brazilian Grand Prix. It's also quite likely he'll miss the season finale in Abu Dhabi, as their stringent quarantine rules dictate 10 days of isolation. However, this isn't confirmed yet. Hamilton is by far and away the highest profile name in Formula 1 to have contracted the virus since the pandemic began, with only two other drivers this year testing positive over the season, with Racing Point's Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez both missing races. Recently, Red Bull's Jonathan Wheatley missed the Bahrain race after testing positive, while Williams' interim team boss Simon Roberts also tested positive recently. A short statement from Mercedes said, "The Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team regrets to announce that Lewis Hamilton has tested positive for COVID-19 and will be unable to take part in this weekend's Sakhir Grand Prix. Lewis was tested 3 times last week and returned a negative result each time, the last of which was on Sunday afternoon at the Bahrain International Circuit as part of the standard race weekend testing programme. However, he woke up on Monday morning with mild symptoms and was informed at the same time that a contact prior to arrival in Bahrain had subsequently tested positive. Hamilton therefore took a further test and returned a positive result. This has since been confirmed by a retest. Lewis is now isolating in accordance with COVID-19 protocols and public health authority guidelines in Bahrain. Apart from mild symptoms, he's otherwise fit and well, and the entire team sends him its very best wishes for a swift recovery. The team are yet to confirm who will replace Hamilton for Sakhir this weekend, with their official reserve being Stoffel Vandoorne. He's currently in Valencia in Spain for Formula E testing with the Mercedes FE team. However, there's nothing stopping him from flying to Bahrain after the test to take part in this weekend's race. Another strong possibility, and a more interesting one, would be Mercedes promoting George Russell into the race seat. They could then give Williams Vandoorne, or Williams could call upon Jack Aitken or Roy Nizani to replace Russell. George gets a chance to race alongside Bottas in the W11 and show what he can do, which is an altogether more interesting prospect, as Mercedes do have to worry about the future with their driver lineup. There's also a possibility of Nico Hülkenberg stepping in again, despite having an agreement with Racing Point to be their official reserve driver. With the team being a Mercedes customer, there'd be no obstacle to Hülkenberg driving for Mercedes. It's just that he's less likely to be chosen than Vandoorne or Russell. Which driver would you like to see in the Merc alongside Bottas? I think Russell is the most interesting prospect. Performing well out of the box would underline his credentials for a Merc seat, as Valtteri is a known quantity. Jumping in the car and being on par or beating Valtteri would do wonders for George's reputation, as well as highlight how conservative Mercedes have been by re-signing Valtteri for next year. However, if he performs poorly against an already pretty lacklustre Bottas, it could end up ruining George's chances of ever getting that promotion properly. It's an intriguing prospect. Best wishes to Lewis as he recovers from the virus, and hopefully we'll get to see him back for Abu Dhabi to round out the year. But we can't say that the idea of Lewis sitting out a race to give someone else a go in the Mercedes isn't a really interesting one. That's it from me for the moment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Thomas Marr on F1.